Grimdark.
Half off! Fixing Fallout 4's awful melee combat with 7 mods. Already at this point in my journey I have installed over 100 mods, but I'm only enabling the ones needed for these videos as I make them, since they are also a good way for me to keep track of what I'm putting into my game. Next on our list, after the improvements we made to bring Fallout 4 more in line with its better, hotter, sexier, more empathetic sister games that remember to work the balls of its players, is fixing what has always been something of a lackluster experience in Fallout for me, and that is its unarmed and melee combat. Let's start with better mobility, then work our way to kicking people who disagree with us in the face. For starters, we have more of a personal taste for me, and that is hold to sprint. You can't see this one on screen because it's about what you're doing with your hands. For some reason, Skyrim SE and Fallout 4 opted for this weird mechanic where sprint is a toggle instead of a constant hold down effect. It feels weird and incredibly clunky. With this mod, you sprint by holding down the shift key to stop sprinting, let it go, or do something. Next, we go underwater. Similar to character behaviors enhanced for Skyrim, underwater combat simply allows you to draw your weapons underwater to hunt aquatic enemies. Just like with the Skyrim mod, I can't play that game without, this one also allows me to hunt my greatest rivals. Fish. All fish, really. I hate them. I hate their families. Now I can shoot them. Third-person melee tweaks allows us to do melee power attacks from the side when in third person, which it hasn't previously for some reason. Effective melee blocking allows both you and your enemies to block all damage with successfully timed parry blocks present in the base game rather than just 25%, changing combat drastically, especially when you consider the now temporary damage immunity you'll be getting when you yourself successfully pull off a parry. It's very useful, very useful. If you prefer to go unarmed and wonder why there was no kicks with your punches, then Kicks and Punches is for you. It adds kickboxing-like animations and a backflip depending on movement to your game. Your power alt attack is a hard back fist martial arts looking block attack. Your usual pattern of left click attacks will go jab jab roundhouse kick. Not bad. One-handed sword animations from the mod page, one-handed sword and pair fist animation replacers, which we're only using the one-handed sword version of, changes both the tire iron and sword animations in-game to be a French rapier fencing-like motion, thrusting forward at a faster rate than usual, increasing damage output and viability of a melee swordsman playstyle. Your heavy alt attack is a spinning power swing, which may or may not already be present in the base game. Blends very well. Jean-Pierre Polnareff would be proud.
Silver Chariot.
Last on our list is something that will affect your heavy alt attacks in close range, whether you're wielding melee or ranged weapons, and that is human grab attacks. Adding a wrestling and jujitsu feel to your gun and unarmed alt attacks, while giving your bladed weapons a movie-esque assassin execution animation. Your enemies can do these things to you, and you can do these things to your more human enemies. To keep it balanced, the author has chosen to make them count as normal attacks in terms of damage output, rather than the executions the animations would often imply. Your reward for pulling off one of these attacks, which motivates more close-range combat, is a longer knockdown effect of your enemies, allowing you to take advantage of the situation as they're getting up, whether you're using a gun, axe, sword, knife, fist, or foot. Mod links in the description box below.